Welcome to episode 10 of the Selective Podcast. I'm your host, Exsar. And this week, we had our listeners submit questions for our first Q&A episode here on the Selective Pod. You guys submitted a bunch of questions, and we're super stoked to get some of those answers. And to help out with this pod, we have our co-host back. T, how are you doing today, bro? Good to have you back on.
Hey, Exsar, man, doing well. I'm happy to be back on. Happy to be able to answer some of these questions. I'm excited to get into it. So, we got a lot of good questions.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of good questions. This was kind of your idea too, that, when you pitched it to me. So, we can talk about that in a little bit. But also joining us on the pod is the people's champion, the smoothest voice in podcast history, Dylan, aka Waffle, is back on the pod. Dylan, how are you doing today, bro?
What is going on, man? I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back.
Good to have
people
you.
My soothing voice, apparently.
People loved it, man. People were going crazy in some of the comments.
I know. I was like, what?
Guys, I want to say before we get into this, we had a bunch of submissions, and unfortunately, we won't be able to get to all of them. That being said, we hope to do more Q&As in the future, so we will try our best to answer your questions. There were a lot of repeating questions, so we tried to group those together as well. T, you had this idea to do a Q&A, so I'm pretty sure you're excited about that. But just to give people, some insight, I'm sure we will be doing this again in the future.
No, definitely. I really like this idea. I think it's a great way for us to also be able to interact with our audience and, for us to be able to answer some of the questions that our viewers are curious to know. So, it's also kind of special that as Q&A is ending up being our 10th episode. So maybe we might do every 10 episodes or something like that. We do a Q&A, but yeah, definitely more Q&As to come, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
For sure. All right, T, you're going to kick it off with the first question, man. We posted on the Selective Podcast Instagram account, and you and Dillard posted on your individual accounts. So we're just going to get right into this, man. First question, T, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so one of the questions that I thought would be really interesting for us to dive into is what is the first item that got you hooked into fashion?
Damn.
And yeah, for me, I feel like it's definitely the Yeezy 750 Boost. And I know it's going to sound, I know it's kind of crazy because I feel like especially nowadays I'm like my style is so far away from like that shoe. But
the
for
gray
me, that's
ones?
always, the gray ones, the OGs, the first ones.
Yeah, the OG ones.
Yeah.
And so for me, the reason behind that is because I used to be like a really big Kanye fan. Well, still I am, honestly, but to a much lesser extent for sure. But I used to be a big fan of everything he would do. So any music he would make or anything he would wear, I used to like go on those Tumblr websites and like track down the brands that he was wearing and try to like buy the same stuff.
Right.
And so I had like a lot of the APC Kanye stuff and all of that, but I wasn't really big on fashion at the time, nor was I big into sneakers. And then Kanye did the 750s, right? The first shoe that he dropped with Adidas after his partnership. And it was the first thing that I ever saw where I was like, I have to have that.
Damn.
I have to own that shoe. And so actually, crazy story, I ended up buying, I've had 4 pairs of that shoe, but the first 2 pairs I bought on eBay, and they were both fake. And and obviously I was a lot younger back then, so I was a classic target for an eBay scammer, right?
Damn.
But I remember when I found out they were fake, man, I was so torn. And luckily PayPal had my back, got my money back. But eventually I managed to land on a legit pair, and I kept that pair for a really long time. And definitely the first item that got me into fashion as a whole, because it got me into sneakers. And eventually, I was like, now I got these fresh sneakers. I kind of need the fresh clothes to go with it, right? And so I would say that definitely the original Yeezy 750 Boost were what got me into fashion. And yeah, that's always a shoe that's going to be very well regarded in my eyes because of the nostalgia attached to it.
Dude, that's a shoe that, like, I remember when that first came out, people were kind of like going crazy, and then like the whole Kanye from Nike to Adidas stuff too, and like, God, that just like brings me back to like a different time,
Oh yeah, man, totally different time. Much simpler times, I would say.
Hell yeah, dude.
The game was definitely very different.
For sure.
Way different.
Dylan, you're like the fucking boot god, so I'm interested to hear like where you started out in fashion. I'm sure it just wasn't like immediately out the gate buying like Wyatts and stuff. So where'd you start,
bro? That's funny. So I think I was 17 or 18 back in the day, and I was in Beverly Hills visiting my friends in California, and it was basically the first purchase that really got me into fashion. It was a pair of Saint Laurent Jodhpur low black leather boots. That was the first ever purchase I made from
Are
Saint
you
Laurent.
kidding me, dude?
I swear to God, dude. Yeah, I paid full retail too, and I bought a size. I'm a 43, right? And I bought
Yeah.
a size 41 because I didn't know at the time like how sizing worked, and it was the only size they had at the store.
Right.
And so I tried to make it work, and I wore them for like probably 3 days straight, and my feet were hurting so bad, and I had to sell them. And I ended up selling for like $350. It was the biggest cut, and I saved up for like a whole 6 months for those boots too, working at a restaurant. And I was so hyped because I was looking at people like, I think I got the picture from, I forget his Instagram handle. It's not DeGenova, Alexander DeGenova or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's some other guy that I forget, but I know he had him too. But
Damn.
that was the first ever purchase that I made from Saint Laurent, and what really got me into fashion. Because as you know, like my page is all Saint Laurent. So
Come on, man. I thought you were gonna get us with like, oh, it was the Air Force
No, dude.
Ones or like a pair of
no,
Jordans or
yeah.
something.
I didn't have Air Force Ones until I was like 23.
Come on.
I was straight up. I was Vans, Converse, and then Saint Laurent, growing into high school and then into college.
What a weird jump.
I know.
Mine's a little bit more relatable, kind of going on with T. It was actually a pair of, it was Jordans. Like I would buy Jordan 1s in high school and stuff, and you know, they weren't like hype or anything like that. But the first pair of like expensive Jordans my mom bought me was a pair of Jordan 4 green glows. It's like a nasty ass colorway too. It's like they glow in the dark and shit. It's gross. And like,
cool.
but like I loved it. It was like a retail like what, 2 something. So it was like expensive. Like my mom bought me like this expensive Jordan, and I'm like, damn, this is so cool. I wanted to wear them every day, and then that kind of led me down the rabbit hole, as like other people are with Jordans and shit. So that was my first. Wasn't like my proudest pair of shoes, and I actually held on to them for a long time because of nostalgia. But they're not like the I don't know, Jordan 4s in my opinion, like the muted colorways are like the best. You know, like there's just colorways that are way better than the one that I had. But for me, that was like the first like Jordan I had where I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I wanted to like build my outfits up from it. I had this like stupid Nike shirt that like had the same color green as the shoe.
Oh, you color
Bro,
match.
you had to match. You had to match.
Of course.
Yes, bro. I wore like the skinny jeans too with like that shirt and then the green glows on the feet, dude. Oh my God, bro. I have a
That used to be
picture.
the wave
right
though.
there.
That was
That's
the
a
wave
fit.
back in the day.
I might have to throw up that picture for the pod if I can find it. But that's an old photo. But yeah, that kind of is what started me into it, and then it kind of like went downhill from there. I'm not gonna say went uphill from there, went downhill from there. So yeah, that's where I got my start.
That's a good one.
For sure. But yeah, my style has obviously evolved. All of ours has evolved since then. Dylan,
Mine hasn't. Mine's still the same.
you like jumped out for white style at the beginning, dude. That's crazy. Dylan, next question. What you got?
I've got, what's your most regrettable purchase?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Those boots, straight up.
Yeah.
They were what got me into it, but they were 2 sizes too small. I paid full retail for them. I paid the tax on top of like what, $90, and I lost like $750 total
Jesus.
from my own hard-earned money.
Especially when you're working at a restaurant, that's tough. That's like everything, you know?
Do making like $7 an hour.
Yeah, dude. My most regrettable purchase was actually one that I kind of made recently actually. It was a pair of Issey Miyake pleats. The issue is that I don't like the pleats. They are a women's pair, so they're not like the men's pair that are like very, very like structured. These pair are like very flowy, a little bit more avant-garde in a way. I just haven't fucking worn them. And I bought them in New York.
Wait, why don't you like them?
I like them. I like them. They're very flowy. They look good with boots and stuff. But like when I was in New York, it was too cold. And right now I'm back in Texas visiting family, and I forgot to bring them. So it's just like I haven't worn them, and they're just like sat in my closet for months. So in terms of like recent memory, that's probably something that I regret the most was buying those pleats. And like I said, it's not because I don't like pleats. I think they're great, but I just haven't gotten a lot of wear out of them. And honestly, I kind of wish I just didn't buy them in the first place. But I was in New York. I set up an appointment at the Issey Miyake store. I felt like a baller that day. And I just like bought a pair of pleats. And like, I don't know, man, maybe when I'm back, when I'm back in New York, I'll definitely bust them out. But as of right now, I just regret it. It was just a lot of money, and I just haven't gotten enough wear out of them. So, it's
Definitely not winter pants.
No, dude, not at all. They're super flowy. And then I forgot them when I packed. So like, it's just like, it's like the universe doesn't want me to wear them,
Yeah, it's an L.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I feel like that's tough. I don't really know. I'm a pretty like I put a lot of thought into most of the things that I buy,
Yeah.
especially nowadays. So I'm having a hard time thinking about what my most regrettable purchase is. But I mean, I would definitely have to say anything that I've ever bought from Mike Amiri has been a regrettable purchase.
Really?
Did you
Obviously,
own a Miri?
Oh yeah, I've owned a lot of Amiri. I don't own any at the moment. I sold it all. But yeah, I mean, thinking back, like I remember when the Amiris were popping off, like the jeans.
Mm.
Like Justin Bieber was wearing them, and like every rapper and their mom was wearing them. Like, and I just thought that they were the coolest pants ever. And I had bought like 3 pairs or something. Paid like
Jeez.
retail for all of them, and they're like $1,000 a piece, right? So they're cheap. And I remember I got them, and they were like spray-on jeans, man. They were so fucking tight, and
they really are.
no, right. And I never got to wear I never wore any of them because they were just so tight. I was like, oh, there's no fucking chance I'm wearing these. And so they ended up sitting in my closet for a long time. And then the whole Amiri like kind of hype died down. And so obviously I lost a ton of money selling each of them. So I would definitely have to say any piece I've ever bought from Mike Amiri has been my most regrettable purchase for sure.
Where
I can't see you in a Miri.
I know I was gonna say like I like it doesn't like click in my mind.
He wearing a shotgun hoodie?
That was like 2017, right? So
right.
I mean, it's crazy how time's passed, man. We're like in 2021 now.
Yeah.
I feel like 2017 was ages ago, but I mean, yeah, I mean, back when I was in high school, like, I don't know, I was very much like, I didn't have a defined style, I guess, like I do nowadays. So I was very much like, oh, this shit's trending now. Like my favorite artist is rocking this, right? So I'm going to buy myself this as well. And yeah, I mean, I've definitely evolved a lot from those phases. And so now I'm to a point where I'm pretty happy with most of the things that I buy and own.
Right.
But yeah, I would definitely say, I mean, I've had like shotgun hoodies. I've had a bunch of the jeans and everything.
Hell yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, definitely my most regrettable purchase off the top of my head.
You got any fit pics of that?
Any archive fit pics that you can bring back?
I gotta see that. Yeah, I gotta see that.
Probably not. Honestly.
You wipe that from the internet.
Yeah, if I find a picture, I'll make sure to put it up on the pod.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Were you ever like in like the skinny jeans stuff, like the tight pants wave, or not really?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was big on Saint Laurent at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a lot of pair of DO2s and shit. Like when Eddie was at SLP.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've definitely had a lot of pair of skinny jeans. But these days, I mean, I'm very much a comfort kind of guy these days when I'm getting out of the house, especially due to the pandemic. So I've been very, very far away from any skinny jeans in the recent times.
Bro, that's crazy. That's insane. I can't picture you in those, man. But
yeah, honestly, that's good that you can't picture me. No one should picture me in those. Honestly.
All right, guys. Next up, we got a question that was submitted to us on the Selective. Must have summer's essentials, and I'm gonna pair this in with the best summer shoe. I told you, like I said, I'm in Texas right now, so I made the mistake of just packing boots, and it's like 90 degrees outside plus. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's fucking hot. So I literally just brought boots, which was so stupid. And I'm actually in the market for a summer shoe. So hopefully T and Dylan can help me out. But I wanted to cop the 550s from New Balance. But
yeah,
I feel like I'm like I want to buy them because they're hype and not because like I don't know if I'll wear them from 2 years from now. Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about buying those, but honestly, like a good summer shoe is just like a Converse 70, a Chuck 70, or the Made in Japan pair, which I do have, and then also either a Jordan 1, or if it's really hot where you are and you want to go for a low top, I would suggest doing Vans Vault, which is a higher quality Van, and you're gonna get more.
Definitely.
You're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck. So. And for summer essentials, just vintage tees and nice, comfortable linen pants. We talked about that on the previous pod. So, I'll throw it to Dylan. Best summer shoe and your summer essentials right now.
Best summer shoe I would say would be either a pair of Vans, like slip-ons, maybe the old schools, common projects. If you want to dress it up a little bit, any color would work. Maybe Converse too. Personally, I'm not a fan of Converse with shorts though. And I'm saying shorts here because I live in Arizona right now, and it is 115,000 degrees during the summer. So I need to wear shorts. And so if I do buy shorts, I'm buying Uniqlo shorts.
Right.
$10 or like $5 for a pair of nice fitting shorts. I'm down. And really, honestly, that's it. Vintage tee, maybe a blank Uniqlo tee, nothing crazy. Nothing. I'm not dressing up for summer. It's too hot here to really care about like how I look. I don't want to mess with clothes either. Get them all sweaty and wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel that.
Yeah, speaking on the 550s, actually, Exsar. So like I've had a pair of the ALD 550s, the green pair, and I never got to wear them because they were shipped out to my place in Colorado, and I never got to see them. And we sold them recently, actually, on the Selective. But when I was in Switzerland, I'd never seen anybody wear that shoe, right? The 550, it's not a popular shoe, even though it's like increasingly hyped and everything with the ALD collab and whatnot. Bro, I got to New York last week, and I was in New York for 3 nights. And I swear to God, every single day, I would see at least 5 individuals wearing like not even regular 550s, like the ALD 550s. I'm telling you, bro, like, I don't know what's going on in New York. I don't know if it's because the store is there and so everybody managed to get a pair or what's going on, but like it turned me off the shoes so much, bro. Every single person I would see was rocking them. And it was just like, I don't know. I felt like I don't really want to be another person rocking those, right? So I don't know. That kind of turned me off of them for sure. But I think it's a beautiful looking shoe. It's a great silhouette. It's clean. You can wear it with a lot of stuff. But I mean, I've kind of been turned off of that shoe recently. But as Dylan said, I mean, for me, the best summer shoes has to be the Common Projects all white. Actually, yesterday on Grailed, I purchased my 8th pair of
eighth pair, bro. You blown through 8 pairs or 7 pairs?
Yeah. Purchased my 8th pair of Common Project Achilles Low in all white. I'll actually put up a picture on the podcast right now. I have a picture of like 6 of my pairs all together.
Oh wow.
But that's my favorite shoe of all time, man. And I feel like you can wear it any season, but in the summer it's especially clean. I mean, on another one of our podcast episodes, I talk about how I really enjoy a sleek, slim silhouette shoe, and that's why I'm so drawn to the Common Projects. But especially wearing shorts, I think if you're wearing like short socks and a pair of all white Common Project Achilles and shorts, that's like a really clean look.
Right.
I think that the shoe suits shorts very well. And so that's got to be my best summer shoe. And then summer essentials, I mean, I swung by ALD while I was in New York, Emilion Doré. I'm sure you guys know that brand. Like,
damn, bro, you pronounced that like a champion.
Yeah, I mean, I speak French, so.
Oh my gosh, you learned something new, dude. I purposely didn't pronounce them because I knew I would butcher it.
Yeah, people in the US say ame. Say ame all the time, and I don't know. I feel like that's the wrong pronunciation, but I would like to hear Teddy Santis pronounce it so that I can now hear it from the horse's mouth, right?
Yeah. So sorry to cut you off though. You went to the store?
No worries. Yeah, so I went to the store and I picked up like 4 of these white T-shirts with these cool graphics on them. They're actually really cool graphics. I'll make sure to send you a picture so you can put them up on the podcast.
Yeah.
So our listeners can have a look. But I bought these 4 T-shirts and I've really been enjoying wearing them while I'm here in the Bahamas recently. And that's got to be a summer essential for me, like a cool graphic on a white tee. You can never go wrong with that.
Yeah, dude, man, that makes me so sad, bro. Those 550s, that collab, I'm not gonna say the name, is like they're so clean, but it's like, and I was telling some of my coworkers that like, you know, because they picked up a few pairs, whatever. And like I told you guys, like, I don't know. I think it's a clean silhouette, but I don't know if it's a shoe I'm going to wear in 3 years because there's no hype around it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's a shoe that right now is very hot, but to be honest, I'll bet you money that next summer people aren't really going to be wearing that shoe, to be honest. I just don't see it having any longevity in the fashion space.
I 100% agree with that.
You going to be picking up a pair, Dylan, or are you going to pass?
I don't like them, honestly. I'll be real. Yeah. I only like, I'm really plain and boring when it comes to sneakers. So I only got I got the LVs for like my crazy sneaker, but I've got like a bunch of Air Force Ones, Vans, Saint Laurent sneakers, Jordans, and that's really it. Just Jordan 1s.
For sure. Well, T, appreciate you for giving me that insight, dude. When I go back to New York, I'm pretty sure I'll be heartbroken to see everybody in the
man, trust me,
bro.
Keep your eye out, man. But speaking on Jordan 1s, actually, my next question was actually, what are your top 3 favorite Jordan 1s? And so I guess I'll start us off. I mean, I'm a very big fan of the Jordan 1, honestly. It's arguably the only Jordan silhouette that I enjoy, even though the new Amamanier 3s, I believe, those are clean as hell, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm really looking into getting myself a pair of those. I really like those.
Yeah.
But top 3 Jordan 1s. I would say in no particular. Actually, fuck it. I'll give you guys a particular order. I think that the greatest Jordan 1 that's ever come out has to be the Fragment 1s. Has to be.
Knew it.
Damn.
That's obvious.
Yeah, so I've owned a pair of Fragment 1s since the year they came out. I don't remember if it was like 2016 or whenever it was, but so my number 1 got to be the Fragment 1s. And then my number 2, I'll give it to the Dior Jordans. I personally prefer the lows, to be honest, but the highs aren't bad as well. And then number 3, I would say is a two-way tie between a clean pair of Chicago 85s and the black colorway of the Union collab is actually really, really sick. I used to definitely be a bigger fan of the blue colorway of the Union collab, but I own 2 pairs in each colorway. And I would definitely say that over time, the black pair has definitely grown on me a lot and overtaken that spot for my favorite out of the 2 pairs from the collab. So yeah, in that order: Fragment 1s, Dior Jordan 1s, and then the black colorway of the Union Jordan 1s.
Crazy.
What about you, man? What are your top 3?
All right, I'm also gonna go with a Jordan 1 just because, like you, I don't know, man. I just feel like for people who like fashion, like just the Jordan 1 is just a silhouette that can be worn. I mean, basically with up or down with whatever. It is a silhouette that's appreciated by all facets of the fashion ecosystem, in my opinion. And I just love the Jordan 1. So my top 3 Jordan 1s, in order, are the 85 neutral grays. Not gonna lie, in my opinion, they're like super hyped, and I know they were going for crazy money like a couple years ago, and they had like this godlike status around them, whatever, and it was just like, everybody wanted them. But I freaking love the 85s. I love when they're like super beat up and have that vintage soul. I don't know if I want to buy the retros that came out.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy the retros.
You wouldn't?
To be honest. No.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I see them on StockX all the time. I'm like, dude, should I just like pull on these? But I don't know. I want the originals, but obviously they're going to be harder to find as time goes on. So definitely my number 1 is neutral grade 85. My number 2 is the Black Toe Unions, like T said. I want a pair of those really bad. I think that collaboration really put like craftsmanship at the forefront of the Jordan silhouette.
Oh yeah.
Just like a beautiful, beautiful sneaker. And then my number 3 is going to be the Jordan 1 sales. I just think that from like a leather perspective, the quality for some weird reason on the sales is like really freaking good. And I just love like
those are slept on, man. Those are slept on.
Yes, dude, hella slept on, and they're like nice cream color. If you're in the market for Jordan 1 and you don't want to spend like an absorbent amount of money and you just want like a clean Jordan 1, go with the sales. Like beautiful, beautiful shoe. Those are like my beater Jordans. Like I wear those everywhere. So yeah, those are gonna be my top 3. Dylan, what do you got?
I have to agree with T with the Fragments being my number 1 by far. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I will one day. But they're just the colorway. It's just unbeatable in my opinion, by any other Jordan. Unbeatable for real. How many pairs do you have, T? You only have like 1 or 2?
I have 2 pairs, man.
Damn.
You have 2? Let me get 1.
No, well, actually, one of my pairs is actually Ted's Talk. So,
so that's not happening.
God.
Yeah.
My second pair would probably be, honestly, it's the tie between the 94 Chicago's and the Trophy Rooms that just released.
Damn, the Trophy Rooms are sick.
I really like those.
I've never seen a pair in person. Like those are actually dumb rare. I heard that they were like all backdoored, honestly. Like there's some kind of conspiracy that like none of the pairs actually made it to
I never saw them
sell to the public. Yeah, they never released.
Interesting.
Like I don't know how people got them. Probably backdoor, you're right. But my number 3, I'm not sure if I want to say the both Unions are my favorites by far for like colors, but I can't decide between the blue and the black. I just bought the blues and I haven't had the black ones in person. But I'm looking forward to buying those and then being able to compare.
You just bought the blues?
Yeah, I bought the blues.
Jesus,
That's
dude.
a good pickup, man. That's a good pickup.
Bro, but and they're not
Like a little
cheaper
mug.
now either.
I paid 1.5.
Oh my god, bro.
So I know I paid a lot, but I really wanted them. And
It's
I
not that
slept on them when
bad.
they were going for cheap back in the day, like 700. And I was like, I'll wait till they get to 600 when they drop. And then they went to 1,000. I'm like, oh my God, I'll just wait. And then I waited too long. Now they're what, 2,000 for a dead stock pair, maybe 2,500 now, depending on the size.
Yeah. I got my pair dead
Ridiculous.
stock with like box and everything for $760.
Oh my God.
Jesus, dude.
My blue pair.
Do you
Jeez.
think like those two shoes, either the black toe or the blue toe, like 5-10 years down the line, we're gonna look at that as like how we look at the not the same status as the 85s, obviously, but do you think like people are gonna look at that shoe with like this divine like they have like this divine status down the line?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I feel like a divine status Jordan 1 is the Fragment 1, especially since it's been out for a long time. And ever since the Unions came out, I've been telling Greg that the Unions are the next Fragments. Like, in my eyes, the Unions they're releasing small enough amount of quantity. They're such a clean colorway. You know, they're, like you said, craftsmanship is at the forefront of that shoe. I mean, it's a very well-crafted shoe. It's a beautiful shoe. And so in my opinion, I just don't see how that Union collab won't get to the level or even maybe even eclipse the Fragment 1s, because in my opinion, like the Fragment 1s are being tarnished by the new Travis Scott Fragment release, whatever they're doing. That's just
Those are
garbage.
Disgusting, by the way. They're so bad.
Those are fucking terrible, man. It's just absolutely horrible. It's tarnished the Fragment name in my eyes. But I can't take it away from the Fragments. Those are number one, baby, always.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to how like those like the status of those over time. Like you said, the quality has always been at the forefront. And then like what I'm curious about too is like you're mentioning the Fragments. I kind of feel like I don't want another collab between Union and Jordan just because it was so good, bro. Like the black toe and the blue toe were just like done so well. I don't want anything to come after that could potentially tarnish the reputation of that silhouette, you know?
Yeah, like for me, I thought that they wouldn't ever do another Fragment Jordan collab. And, you know, now, I mean, fucking nowadays, everybody and their mom is chasing a dollar, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, Nike and Jordan are no different. They're releasing new collabs all the time. And eventually, I think they're going to play it out, man. Like you can't do 50 collabs with every brand on a shoe. You know, eventually people are going to get tired of that. There's only so many shoes you can own as well, honestly.
100%.
All right, guys. My next question is going to be, what's the story behind our Instagram handles? And whoever wants to go first can.
I want to hear the story.
You start us off.
Yeah, go for it.
Me too.
You want to hear mine?
Yes.
All right. So it's kind of generic and kind of funny. I was playing Modern Warfare 2. You guys know what that is, right? Obviously, Call of Duty, the best one by far. Best one by far. Don't even try me on Terminal.
I disagree, honestly.
Oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong, bro. Don't even give me started on that.
Black Ops 1 is better.
No, it's not. It's good, but it's not.
Black Ops 1's like top 3. It's up there.
Black Ops 1 is fantastic.
It is top 3. I'll give you that. But I was playing that game. I was playing on the map Terminal, funny enough, and I was eating a waffle. I was like 15, 16 at the time. And one of my friends joined the game, and his name was WOFOL. And I was like, damn, that's funny, bro. I'm eating a waffle right now. And he's like, man, you can take the name if you want. I said, all right, I did. And then he changed his gamer tag that night. I took that gamer tag, and I had it for like 3 years. But then I changed my Instagram handle to that because it just stuck with me ever since.
Have people ever like asked you like, damn, bro, that's a stupid ass handle?
Oh, hell yeah. All the time. They're like, bro, what's that mean? They call me woeful. And I'm like, it's not woeful, it's waffle, but it's supposed to be like a different kind of O.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was woeful for sure.
Yeah.
I was 100% sure it was woeful.
Yeah, I read it as waffle. That honestly, dude, you know what that could be? That could be like I don't want to say like a language thing, but like I feel like Americans don't have like the ooh sound a lot.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. It probably is too.
It might be. I don't know. Might be like a linguistic thing. But okay, mine. I actually just changed my handle recently to 070 Exsar. It used to be like my first and like last name, but I mean the name Exsar is like already, you know, different enough. People, you know, it's recognizable. It used to be Exsar Misael, which is my middle name. And people think that's my last name, but it's not. And you know, and then I don't know, people started like messaging me, like people were like messaging me like, oh, your middle name's so cool, like where are you from, this and that. And I'm like, I don't know, you know, if I'm comfortable talking about that. I don't know. It's just, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like, I don't know. My first name is unique enough. Like I want people to call me Exsar because that's my name. So
Your name is cool.
yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's actually my dad's name too. Interestingly
Oh,
enough.
really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, and then I get
Respect.
like questions like, where are you from? Where's your family from? What ethnicity are you? And it's like, yeah, I'm cool with asking that, but after it happens so often, it's like, my name's just XR. Let's just go with XR. So
Yeah.
I changed it to 070 XR. TMP.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of along the same lines. It's more like a privacy thing, And I've always wanted to have a short handle on Instagram. I feel like it looks fucking dope,
Yeah.
especially like that I have a three-letter one. I personally don't know a lot of people that have three-letter handles, but yeah, I would say it's more like a privacy thing, and the opportunity presented itself for me to be able to purchase the handle TMP, which I did, paid in full.
Bro, really?
Oh yeah, bro. I paid $600 for that handle.
What?
How did you find it?
So that's the thing. Like, I had a guy actually message me the other day, and he's part of this band, I guess, and their band is called TMP.
Oh,
And he wrote to me,
no.
and he's like, "Yo, my band is called TMP. Let me buy this handle for my band." And I wrote to him, and I was like, $5,000 non-negotiable. And then he wrote back to me, and he's like, "Damn, man, that's not a bad deal. Like, I'll consider it." He's
Holy
like,
shit.
no, literally, he's like, "Damn, man, that's not a bad deal. I'm gonna consider it and get back to you." And I was like, well, "What the fuck is this guy talking about? This guy's about to pay me $5,000 for an Instagram handle." But what's actually
That would be
crazy is
sick.
that the Instagram handle market is actually on fire, man. I don't know if you guys know, but like ever since I've purchased my name, it's insane. Like Instagram's been cracking down a lot on like these people who do like name swaps and all of that and like sell usernames, because apparently it's like a pretty sketchy business. Like I had to pay for it in Bitcoin. Like it was a whole sketchy thing.
Bro, what?
But,
Are you serious?
Did you really?
Oh yeah, man. It was a real sketchy thing to get it done. But I actually got really lucky because this guy called Sebastian, he owned the Instagram TMP. And that's the name I wanted. That's the three-letter handle I wanted. And so I DM'd him and I was like, "Yo, let me buy your Instagram handle." And he was like, "Hey man, it's not for sale." And I was like, "Yo, I'll give you $500." And he was like, "Damn, bro, that's not a bad offer. I might consider that." And I was like, "All right, awesome. Let me know." And then he like, I waited a week and he didn't get back to me. And I was like, "Yo, bro, if you're down to do it right now, I'll give you $600. And he was like,
God.
"Damn, say no more. Let's do it." And then and the guy was super nice. He's like a guy around my age. Like we called on FaceTime and everything, and we did the swap. And yeah, we had to get like a third person to do the swap. It was a whole complicated process, which I don't really want to get into.
Bro.
But in the end, the guy was super chill about it. I Zelled him the money, $600, and I got the name, and I've had it since, and it's fucking dope. So that's the story.
Bro, you could have gotten you did it over FaceTime, so it's all good. But like, yeah, like you said, it's catchy. Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like back in the day, like Xbox handles were like super hot, and like people would like message you if you had like I don't know if your Xbox handle was something stupid like food or something.
I'm a PlayStation diehard, so
Damn.
no Xbox for me.
Damn.
That's funny. I actually have the Lacoste gamer tag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, LACOSTE. Lacoste.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, dude.
Go at me.
People have handles and stuff that like go for money. Like you said, I guess it could be kind of a sketchy business. I can't believe you paid this guy in Bitcoin, dude. That is insane.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
some deep web shit.
Oh no, it was, trust me, bro. You have to get a guy to do the swap, and it's like an instant swap because the way it works is Instagram. Like when you switch your name, you still own that name for 14 days, right? So if you change your mind, you can go back to that name. And so essentially, when we tried to do the swap, like without this third person, it didn't work, right? It was like, "Yo, this Instagram name is taken," but the guy had already switched his name, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like we just got fucked, and I've already sent him the money. Like now I'm getting fucked, right?
Right.
But in the end, it was like this Instagram thing that they were doing. It was a new update or whatever, and so then we had to go deep into like the community to find this guy that does the swap. I don't even know how he does it, honestly. Don't even ask me. But yeah, I had to pay him in Bitcoin, and then I had to pay the guy in Bitcoin as well. And yeah, I mean, in the end, it worked out, so can't complain. And I'm very happy with it.
Are you gonna sell it for 5K?
No chance. Actually, I was thinking about it. Like, even if the guy pulled up and was like, "Yo, I will give you the 5K," I don't think I would sell it.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. I need to change. I just need to change my name to XR then, because I want that. None of this
Yeah,
like
bro.
none of this like
Trust me,
letter
it's gonna
shit.
be hard as hell to get.
I want Dill or Dylan, and I actually messaged Dylan, and he wants 25K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that I wanted the name T, just the letter T, right?
Damn.
And it was a long time ago when I was younger. I tried to buy it, and at that time, the guy was like, "I'll sell it for $15,000." And I was like, "Bro, get the fuck out of here! I'm not gonna pay you $15,000 for an Instagram. And you're crazy."
Yeah.
And turns out that this guy actually bought the name T for $15,000, and he had it for a while. And it was a guy that drove an Audi R8, and he used to like his Instagram was @T, and he used to just post pictures flexing. And then nowadays, if you look up @T, you won't find anybody, because it turns out that this guy, he got like put in jail or something because he was some kind of like crypto scammer or whatever. And so yeah, it's like it's crazy the stories you hear in like the OG username community. But yeah,
it's like a banned handle then.
Oh yeah, it's a banned handle now. Instagram owns it.
That's crazy, guys. Crazy story, bro. Yeah, T, you and I got to talk about that off because the Bitcoin stuff is insane. But
oh yeah.
Next question, kind of going back into the realm of clothes, if you will. How to start building a nice wardrobe. I think this is a fun one that we can all kind of give some perspective to. You know, it at the end of the day, it depends on budget in a lot of ways, right? It depends how much you're willing to spend, how much money you're allocating, you know, a month or whatever to buying clothes. I would say, you know, for me, don't go down don't do the mistake that I did and just bought a bunch of shit that didn't have any cohesion, like just individual pieces that didn't necessarily fit in my wardrobe. I feel like today I have a better understanding of like what I like to wear and what I don't like to wear. And, you know, I buy things that I personally know I can fit into my rotation. But honestly, if you're balling on a budget, I know we talked about this before on the pod, but just buy Uniqlo, man. Just buy like Uniqlo basics. Their trousers are good. Their t-shirts are great. You know, their boxers are amazing. Their socks are amazing. Like, just buy Uniqlo basics, and you know that can take you a long way. And then, you know, if you want that investment outerwear piece, or you know that investment pair of loafers or whatever, like go for it once you have the money. But you know, don't do the mistake I did and just like buy crap for the sake of buying crap, and then you know once you have it in your closet and you're looking at it, there's like no cohesion. Like it doesn't like nothing like makes sense, and you know you're better off than you were before. So you know those are my tips. Those are my tips. Dylan, we'll go with you next, man. Tips on building a wardrobe.
I like those, what you just said. Personally, what I would do if I had to start all over again, start fresh, and I didn't really know what my personal style was, it would be starting from the ground up. So shoes first. I'd probably invest the most in shoes just to start. I'd get a pair of Common Projects, some Air Force Ones, some Vans, just some basic shoes that are like because you can build an outfit around shoes and boots.
Mm-hmm.
So I get some combat boots just to see if you like them or not. You can thrift them on eBay for super cheap, under $100 for some pairs. I would thrift my pants to start, to make sure if I want some skinny jeans, if I want to get wider jeans, like wider hem and everything like that, just to make sure I know like what my actual style would be growing up or growing into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would invest in jackets. I'd thrift my jackets as well, just to see what kind of cut I like. If I like pea coats, you know, if I like longer coats, shorter coats, cropped coats, any kind of coat in general or anything like that. And then just blank t-shirts to start. I wouldn't go with any kind of crazy colors, any tie-dyes, you know, any kind of flannel shirts that are super loud. Nothing really loud, just kind of muted tones to start out, just so I can see what kind of cuts I like and base my outfits from there.
I like that. T, what you got, man?
Yeah, man, I would say probably invest, like, depends on your budget, obviously, like you said, Exsar. But I would say for myself, something that I tend to do is I tend to invest the majority of my money in pieces that I can get the most wear out of. So in my eyes, that's usually either a shoe or a jacket, because you can wear the same shoe every day, just like you can wear the same jacket every day. But you can't really wear the same t-shirt every day. And at least I don't like to wear the same pair of pants every day.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I feel like you can get a lot of versatility out of a shoe and a jacket. You can kind of, you know, like if you have a Uniqlo white t-shirt and like a Uniqlo pair of pants that are just clean with no branding, your jacket and your shoes can switch up that whole fit, right? Like if you're wearing a pair of Jordans or you're wearing a pair of Common Projects or you're wearing whatever, that's going to switch the entire outfit through just the shoe. The same way that a jacket does, you know, if you're wearing a parka or you're wearing a bomber jacket or you're wearing like a nice leather jacket, a nice denim jacket, that'll completely switch your fit up. So in my opinion, I mean, if you're starting off, I think that you should invest the majority of your money, like I said, in pieces that you can get the most wear out of, jackets, shoes. Yeah, that's probably my main tip for that question.
Yeah, and don't spend $1,000, 500, $600 on pants and shirts, especially like t-shirts, bro. When people spend a lot of money on t-shirts, it's like, come on, man. Like you could buy like half the Uniqlo store and have like really good blanks for that,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out Givenchy. Way back in the day.
Yeah, honestly, $800 t-shirts and whatnot. Like you just can't be doing that nowadays. I feel like you got to be smart. You got to be smarter than that. I feel like if you're wearing a clean white Uniqlo t-shirt that you pay $10 for, and then you have a sick jacket over it, then you're gonna look way better than if you're wearing an $800 branded t-shirt.
100% agree with that.
Yeah. The next question: what are some of your favorite music artists / what are you guys listening to right now?
Damn, this is a good one.
Yeah, I'll start us off. I mean, I've actually really been listening to Don Toliver a lot recently. His new track, "What You Need," is a good track. I've been a big fan of his ever since he started dropping music. I think that he has a very unique sound, and so yeah, you can't really find another artist that sounds a lot like him. So I don't know. I gravitate towards his music a lot, and then I also been enjoying Polo and Pan. I don't know if you guys know Polo and Pan, but I'm pretty sure they're a French like duo, and they make I guess they're DJs and whatnot. They make some pretty good tracks. So yeah, I've been enjoying a lot of Polo and Pan tracks. So what about you, Exsar? What have you been listening to?
Polo and Pan, I'm gonna check that out. But before I say, I was waiting for the Whole Lot of Red, the Baby.
Whole Lot of Red.
Party.
What have I been listening to? I've actually been listening to a little bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers. That album, By the Way. My dad, a funny story, and I think we might get to this in a question down the line, but when my dad first bought his Porsche, this album was like really nostalgic for me because he would like play it like loud, and I was like a kid. And yeah, I for some like when sometimes like your life flashes before your eyes and you remember shit that you shouldn't remember. Yeah, I just remembered that for some reason. So I've been listening to a lot of that. By the Way, by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've also been listening to a lot of West Side Gun. He's a rapper out of the Buffalo area who's been like getting big. His music is like very like 90s inspired hip hop, super clean, like really good flows, really good rhymes, just like really nice music to listen to. And then I've also been listening to like some old like house from like the 90s, 2000, like Lasgo. Oddly enough, things like what's her name? Alice DJ. If y'all know the song Better Off Alone, like I don't know, I love that music, bro. Like that music just makes me so happy. So
I love house music.
Yeah, dude. I love that stuff. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of that. A lot of West Side Gun, a little bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers, just kind of like trying to diversify my palette, if you will. So yeah, maybe we can get a selective Spotify playlist at some point. But Dylan,
yeah, those are coming up.
That'd be good, actually.
T, you said those are coming up. We might be working on stuff like that.
Yeah, we are actually working on some selective playlists. I think hopefully we'll be able to get that started as we get into the summer months. So keep an eye out for selective Spotify playlists coming soon.
Let's go. Dylan, what you been listening to, man?
That's hype. Two genres, basically. A lot of psychedelic music. So I've been listening to a lot of Holy Wave. What else is there? Tame Impala is generic nowadays. I remember when he was like super obscure and no one really knew about him in like 2017, 2016. Especially 2010 when he released Inner Speaker. But now all these TikToks have his music in it, and now he's super popular. But the Holy Drug couple I listen to a lot, Tame Impala, and then a lot of shoegaze from the 80s and 90s.
Interesting.
So a lot of Slow Dive, a lot of Drop 19s, Ride, the Cocteau Twins, Chapter House. If everybody knows about that, if you know, you know. Essentially.
All right, guys. Next question, Dylan. I'm gonna shoot it over to you. What you got?
I got a pretty funny one. What's your favorite pizza? Like pizza toppings, any kind of like deep dish, doesn't matter. Mine is really boring, just New York style. Onions, green pepper, pepperoni, and cheese. I don't like anchovies. That's disgusting. I don't like black olives.
Yeah. Dude, anchovies should never be allowed to be on pizza. Let me tell you.
What about pineapple? What you guys think about pineapple?
I actually like pineapple.
I fucking love pineapple.
Me too.
On pizza,
that's three out of three. Anyone listening?
That's 3 out of 3.
Doesn't like
exactly.
it, you're wrong.
Yeah, fight us, honestly.
Yeah, bro. I love.
What about you, Exsar?
I fucking love pineapple pizza, dude. Oddly enough, I don't really like announce this to people, but I don't eat meat. And I haven't eaten meat I haven't eaten meat for about a year now.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. It's been a weird run. But I mean, before I would love like a good meat lovers pizza. But honestly, dude, these days I'm actually making pizza tonight. Oddly enough, I used to work at a pizza shop in college, and I'm at my girlfriend's place right now. And every time I come here, like her family wants me to like like actually get dough and like throw it in the air and shit. So I'm gonna do that tonight, and I'm gonna make us some pizzas. So
No, record it and put it in the pod.
yeah, I'm gonna send you all an episode. I'm gonna send you all a photo in the chat, and then I'll put it up on the thing of me flipping pizza. But yeah, I just love a good like New York cheese slice. Man, I remember like just the days of just walking the city in New York and just finding like some dump ass place in in Manhattan, just getting like a slice for like $1, $2, and it was so good. So just like a good floppy cheese pizza. I love pineapple pizza, and I just love like veggie pizzas. So yeah, that's what I'm rocking with lately. And T, what you got?
Fire. I mean, I'm a classic guy, man. I like a classic margarita.
Damn.
If we're talking New York slice, I love a pepperoni slice. Like if I go to Joe's Pizza, I'll usually go for a pepperoni slice. But a pizza that I really like that's kind of particular in New York as well is this place in Soho right next to the Chanel store called Ben's Pizza. They have this slice called the Palermo slice. And it's really, really good. I feel like I don't even know how to describe it. You got to try it. So if any of our listeners are in New York, check it out. That's a fucking great slice of pizza, let me tell you.
Damn. Dude, margarita pizza, like on a nice, like warm morning with like a mimosa or something, just hits different, you know?
I mean, you feel like you can't go wrong. Like if it's a pizza place that you don't know, you just have to go margarita.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Good question, Dylan.
I thought you were gonna say margarita from Savoy.
Damn, bro. I mean, that's definitely that's the best pizza I've ever had in my life for sure. But in Savoy, they actually, shout out to Giz, by the way, if you're listening, my boy Gizmo the Goat on IG. He's the first guy that actually took me to Savoy, and he got all this off the menu shit. And there was this one pizza that was like, it had no tomato sauce, and it was all like cheese. I think it was like 2 or 3 different kinds of cheeses. And then it came with like a bowl of honey, and you just put the honey on the pizza. And bro, I swear, I can't even describe how good that pizza was to you. I just cannot describe it.
Where is this place at?
It's in Tokyo, actually, which is crazy. Like my girlfriend is Italian, and while she was living in Tokyo, I took her to this place, Savoy, and I told her, I was like, trust me, this is the best pizza in the world. And she was like, that's obviously a fucking lie. The best pizza in the world is in Italy. And I took her there, and she was like, wow, this actually might be the best pizza in the world. And that's only because she's patriotic, but I'll tell you for a fact that is the best pizza in the world. So shout out to my boy Yuki, by the way. He actually is the pizza god who works at Savoy in Tokyo. So if you guys are ever in Tokyo, you have to go to Savoy Tomato and Cheese. Must go location.
Bro, that is a big bet. That is a big bet. I'm definitely gonna when I'm in Tokyo, I'm definitely gonna hit that place up. I feel like just Tokyo has like some of the best food spots in the world.
100%.
Insane, crazy. Shout out Giz, shout out Savoy. I'll check it out.
Yes,
check it out when we get out there. Okay, here's a good one. What are your guys' goals with this podcast and the brand Selective as a whole? I can speak on the podcast side, and then T, if you want to speak on, as a whole, and then Dylan, your thoughts too. But really on the podcast side, man, just to have a good time, have fun, and just talk about things that we all love together. I think the world is a very weird place these days, very, very divisive in a lot of ways, and just very hostile. And I feel like clothes brings us together in a lot of ways. I've met, obviously great people working on this pod. I consider Dylan and T friends, even though I've literally never freaking seen these guys in person, but we talk about stuff on the side, and we message each other, and it's just, it's cool to just interact with people. Personally, as a personal goal, I just want to, I just want to facilitate a conversation about clothes, and that's why I happily wanted to come on the team and kind of help them out, and just expand, the initiatives here at the Selective. And to be honest, I'm having a great time in terms of the future of the pod. Once I'm in New York City, T and I are going to get, working hard, I think, on a lot of projects that we want to work for the YouTube channel and the pod. So once we're both there, I think there's a lot to look forward to. But in the meantime, man, just expect cool interviews, talking with, people in and around the industry, people that, you and I all follow on Instagram, but maybe you've never heard their voice before. Maybe you've never heard them talk. I know for a fact a lot of the viewers last week who listened to Joel's episode, like those guys had never really, gotten insight on Joel, and he came on and it was fun. So, for the podcast, it's just going to be getting people on, letting them tell their stories and have a good time. So that, for me, those are the goals of the pod. T, what about you for the brand?
Yeah, man, I think you did a really good job of highlighting our goals really for the podcast and really the brand as a whole. I mean, Selective, I really want to grow the content side of it. So the podcast, the editorials, a lot of the stuff that we're doing, and eventually I would just like it to be really like a hub for information, for people to be able to, just come on to see some great pieces for sale, maybe buy something, be a great way to facilitate actually selling your things as well. So the whole consignment side, and really just I want it to grow into a community, like-minded people like we're doing on this podcast. I just want like-minded people to be able to have a space to share their ideas or read about things that they enjoy and really just take it from there, and the podcast, like you said, I mean, we're going to be doing a lot more work as we get together in New York City in the fall, get a studio, move on to, video format, have more interviews, just bring people what they want to see. And I think that, shout out to our viewers, by the way. I mean, we really appreciate every single one of you guys that comes out, watches our videos, especially those of you guys who are on Apple Podcasts. Thank you to all of you guys who have left 5-star ratings. Really helps us a lot. And if you are watching on Apple Podcasts, and you do enjoy the podcast, you do enjoy the content, then feel free to leave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. But yeah, man, I mean, I really have a great time doing this podcast. I hope that you too as well. And I hope that our viewers enjoy listening to it. So, I mean, I'm excited to see it grow. I'm excited to see it become more than what it is right now,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well said. Dylan, for you, man.
I mean, you guys really nailed everything that I was about to say. There's not really much for me to add, but I mean, it's nice for us to be able to bring the guests on that like influencers on Instagram that we can't really get a good description about from just a photo. You know what I mean? So it's good to have them on and speak their mind and let the viewers see a different side of them. Let them actually explain how they got into fashion, why they're posting what they're posting, their ideologies and views and everything like that. But I mean, other than that, just to inspire people, really bringing other people on, having them see the different side of their life and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, man, people take photos and we don't really know who these people are. And in a lot of ways, that's okay. We're not trying to have people spill their life stories, but, it's cool to just, when people give us glimpses of who they are, if you will. And yeah, man, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff planned for the future. All right, guys, we're going to hit it up with our last question. That was my question. Dylan, do you have one? Do you have one more?
I've got a kind of funny one for the ending. It's like, what's your favorite video game?
Okay.
If you guys got one?
Yeah. Go for it.
I guess my all-time favorite one's Mario Kart Wii from the Nintendo Wii. I've spent probably 1,000 hours at least on every track on that game.
Jesus.
I played that game growing up every single day of my life. I guess my favorite platform would be like Super Mario World.
Okay.
That's a really good one. And then Super Monkey Ball, if you guys know, is one of my favorite games as well. And then my all-time shooter game would be Modern Warfare 2, not Black Ops 1 T. It's just not the best game. Straight up.
A little divisive, but that's all good. I'll go next. My favorite video game series of all time is probably the Halo series. It was the first like video game that got me into like a competitive side of gaming, Halo 3. These days I play a lot of Apex Legends, oddly enough. I still play a lot of Halo, and I like playing classic games as well, like just casual games. So yeah, I'm a PC gamer, so I have a gaming PC and predominantly PC game. But yeah, video games actually, I tell people is like my second love after fashion. Interestingly enough, I love playing games. Hard to do it as I get older, and like less time with work and shit. But yeah, I definitely try to game a few hours a week for sure. T-Man, favorite game?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a console gamer, a PlayStation all the way for sure. I actually haven't gotten a PS5 because I just refuse to pay resale for a video game console. I just think that's ridiculous. But yeah, I'd say my favorite game of all time, it's probably either Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. I mean, that for me is not only is it my favorite game, it's also the most nostalgic. I mean, I just have very great memories of playing zombies with my friends and just playing Call of Duty in general with my friends. That's something that I still enjoy doing to this day. But like you said, I mean, I have less and less time these days to play. But yeah, when I do find time, I still enjoy a lot. I'm a big shooter game kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then nowadays I play a lot of like Formula One or Assetto Corsa, which are like racing games.
Shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd say that those are probably my favorites.
For sure. All right, T, you got one last question before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I think a good question for us to end on is what is one era of fashion or a type of style that you wish you could erase from your memory?
Oh, God.
I'll start us off. I would probably say like the whole box logo, like Supreme Frenzy era. I think it was definitely an important era for fashion because I feel like it helped shape a lot of the streetwear that that dominates the scene nowadays. And it built a lot of the individuals that are big players in the Instagram game or in the community and whatnot. But at the same time, I mean, I had a lot of box logos, man. Like when I tell you I had a lot of box logos. Hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, you name it, man.
Did you keep them in the plastic, like in your closet?
No,
not that crazy.
It never got that bad. Yeah, it never got that bad. But I would actually wear them. So, but yeah, I mean, I was a kid when Supreme was cooler than it is today, I guess.
Right.
And so I was big into box logos, and I ended up making a lot of money on reselling my box logos because I kind of had a lot of box logos for a long time. And then like the whole Supreme frenzy came about and everything started going crazy. So I sold everything when I also lost interest. But yeah, I would say that if I had to pick like one era, I would say that it's the whole box logo frenzy. I think that nowadays, like whenever I see a box logo, I almost have like an anger. Like I'm just like, why are you wearing that? I just can't see how it's justifiable to spend that kind of money that I used to spend on literally just a box logo on your chest, and especially of a brand that nowadays, in my opinion, is very played out. But yeah, what about you, Exsar?
Yeah, that's a good point with the box logo, man. That era was insane, like just the whole hype stuff. For me, it actually is the swag boy era back in like the 2010s. I was in high school at that time, so like the suit, like the new boys look. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. The skinny jeans,
the
Obey, the Tyga.
We can put up a picture of like that Jacob Keller picture, he's wearing like that. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro.
What was that? What was that company? Was it Jack Threads or was it?
No, it was like Karma Loop and shit.
Karma Loop, yeah, the Karma Loop. Yeah.
Bro, that takes me back, dude. Like Crooks and Castles, all that crap.
Oh my God.
Dude. Yeah, bro, I was like into that stuff. That was like really like my first era of getting into fashion. And looking back on it, I'll bless the audience with a fit pic from that era up on the pod, so y'all can see what I looked like back then. But it was skinny jeans, like a shitty pair of like Jordans or something super bright and ugly, and like a graphic t-shirt and like a snapback, dude. And
you had to have the freshest snapback.
Bro, I had like a Tisa, like Chicago Bulls snapback that like Tyga wore. And like, bro, it was, for me, it was a good era. I can look back on it and say, you know what? It got me into clothing. It is what it is, but it's not like my proudest moment. You'll never find those pictures of me like out and about. Like, like it's just not happening, bro. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
So, if there's one era I could delete, at least from my memories, the swag boy era. Dylan, what you got?
Right there with you, dude. Honestly, like the 2012, like the 2013, 2014, like fuckboy thing. Do you remember the I Love Boobies bracelet? get those out of here, bro. Come on.
My God, bro.
At least they were for a good cause, man. At least they're for a good cause.
That's true. I'll give you that. But a lot of people didn't care about the cause. And they
definitely didn't care about the cause. No, trust me, there was no cause behind it.
Did you have an I Love Boobies bracelet, Dylan?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Bro, no, I was wearing Lacoste in high school. I was wearing like the polos, and I was like the preppy boy type thing.
Right.
But the Obey snapbacks, the baggy skinny jeans with like the checkerboard belts, the Justin Bieber hair.
Oh my God.
The Osiris shoes, the big tongue shoes, the LOL your swag shirt. Remember that one?
Bro, the Supra's on feet too.
Bro,
I had Supras.
I had a pair too. I had a purple pair. Did you have a scene phase, T or XR?
I did, because I used to listen to a lot of metal growing up, so I definitely did. That was like before the swag boy phase, but Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Just like the tight jeans, the colorful shirts, it's just not it, bro. You know, it's just not it.
Yeah.
So, but that's funny. That's funny how we can all like reminisce about where we were at that time. So
The of Mice and Men asking Alexandria.
yeah, all that stuff.
A day to remember era.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Selective Podcast. I wanted to give a big shout out to the audience and all the viewers who reached out to us with questions. Like I had mentioned before, we got a bunch of questions. So if we didn't get to it this time, hopefully every few episodes, every batch of 10 episodes, we'll do another Q&A and bring some other guests on to answer some questions. This was a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you all for submitting questions. Like T mentioned earlier, please be sure to leave us a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast app, and we'll give you a shout out in the next episode. I wanted to say, as always, thank you for listening to the show. T, anything you want to plug before we get out of here, bro?
Yeah, guys, make sure to check out the selective.com. New drop coming up soon, a bunch of fresh gear for the summer. And yeah, if you guys need to consign anything, sell anything, be sure to hit us up and we'll be glad to help you. But thank you as always for listening into the podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of different format for this episode.
Dylan, anything you want to plug, bro?
Thank you guys for listening. Follow the Selective, follow our Instagrams if you want to see what we're posting, and thanks for tuning in.
Guys, from me, for Dylan, and for T, once again, thank you all so much for listening to the podcast. I will have all of our IGs and, of course, the website and the IG for the Selective down in the description below. Thank you all so much for the time and support, and we'll see you all next week.